Now for a movie rant break, One Up presents a movie rant break.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the movie rant break. Got another awesome episode for you guys today. I'm going to do my best to keep it interesting and informative. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Venom: The Last Dance. It was directed by Kelly Marshall, screenplay by Kelly Marshall. Didn't do that great, Kelly. Could have done better, Kelly. Story by Tom Hardy and Kelly Marshall. Produced by Avi Arad, Matt Tolmach, Amy Pascal, Kelly Marshall, Tom Hardy, Hutch Parker. Starring Tom Hardy, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Juno Temple, Rise Ifans, Stephen Graham, Peggy Lou, Clark Backo, Alana Ubach, Andy Serkis. Cinematography, Fabian Wagner, edited by Mark Sanger, music by Dan Deacon, distributed by Sony, released October 25th, 2024 with a runtime of 109 minutes, budget $120 million, box office $175 million after 3 days, allegedly. Reception so far has been pretty not okay for them. I think Rotten Tomatoes is in the 30s. I think IMDb gave it a 6.2. Rotten Tomatoes 37%. But Rotten Tomatoes has been shitting on Venom since the origin of it. Real quickly, brief breakdown. It's just Eddie Brock ends up going on the run based on the past events of the other movies, and there was allegedly some traveling through the multiverse. It appeared to be from the post-credit scene in the second one, and this one there was a little portal jump at the beginning, but they, when I say they, I mean Venom and Eddie Brock decide to finally go to New York, which I've been saying he needs to get to New York, and that's the destination. So that was good-ish. But on the portal jumping aspect, I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. Didn't really talk about it. There was Spider-Man on TV at the end of post-credit shit on the second one. And there is still in that vacation spot, some beach. I don't know where the fuck they are, but they decide, you know, they're now being pursued more heavily, and they decide New York is a good place. Whatever. And quickly, I just want to say the first two films were decent. I think Venom 2 is the best one. Let There Be Carnage. The predecessors had great special effects, solid villains. This film had great effects as well. Not as strong of a villain. I mean, Noel's in it, but he's not present very much, and we'll get into that. And I just wanted to give a quick shout out Woody Harrelson as a good Carnage. They had good development in that movie. It kind of was what I said in the episode I did for that movie, where it was more of an origin story for Cletus Cassidy and Carnage, but I liked that premise. And yeah, and previously the fighting has been really solid. So I just wanted to say that about the predecessors. The first film was 112 minutes. The second one was 97 minutes, which is rare, and I appreciated that. This one was 109 minutes, which they definitely should have trimmed some fat on it. But yeah, CGI looked great. And quick side note, there was a credit song. I thought it said Null and Void. It was a hip hop record. I was trying to find what it was, but it's not listed anywhere, but it sounded dope. I don't remember who it said in the credits that was doing it, but it sounded like a dope record. So if anyone knows what that song is, let me know. In this film also, Venom and Eddie have been together for a year up until this point. So this whole situation with Eddie Brock and Venom, it's been a year with the three movies now. And like I said, I don't know what the fuck's going on with the multiverse bullshit. I'm really getting tired of it because he just jumped a portal and was talking to this bartender. Then he talks to the same bartender in a different. It's just so I'm just so over it. It's so fucking stupid. It really is. So in this one too, I want to talk about this character Null, who apparently he's the creator of the symbiotes. He's the main, what appears to be a super villain, and you don't see his face till the very end. And it's also played by Andy Serkis. And I don't know why they didn't bring Andy Serkis to direct this film, because he did a really good job with directing the second Venom film. They brought this bitch Kelly, and Kelly doesn't know what the fuck she's doing, in my opinion. But so there's Null, the creator of the symbiotes, the king of the symbiotes. He was awakened allegedly from Celestials invading his kingdom of darkness, which he was imprisoned in, and the light freed him to some degree to send these creatures to go hunt this codex / key thing that apparently Venom has internally, which also resides in Eddie Brock. Okay. I thought he was an outcast. That's like the thing that threw me off. Why would, if they, Venom and all the other symbiotes imprisoned Null, this supervillain dude, the king of the symbiotes, why would they trust the key with Venom when he was allegedly the outcast? At least that's what they told us in the first film. He was the outcast. He was the inferior symbiote. So it doesn't really make sense why he would have the key. Unless they're like, well, they're going to go kill this dude, and maybe because the only way to destroy the key is if you die. Maybe that's why it was too risky. I don't know. But it didn't really add up to me on the first watch. So early on, the best fight scene in the fucking movie was at the very beginning with these dog fighters. And the fight was kind of cool. I did like it. And then he ends up biting the 4 or 5 heads off of these dudes in a row, which is pretty badass. Just, there was too much insert joke here and ad-libbing from Venom throughout the fight that was it just made it less cool. And overall, I just think there should have been more of Venom in full Venom form, not Venom as a conscience type thing on Eddie Brock's shoulder, because there was a lot of that. And Venom talking, and I get they're making Venom be a person, which he is essentially. You know, we are Venom, whatever. And when they said we are Venom, which was a dope moment, we're like, we are Venom, they had to make a joke of it, and I was like, why are you making a joke? Like, that was the cool moment, like in unison, we are Venom. Like, that's the thing, that's his swagger, and they had to make a joke of it. And I just feel like this film, unfortunately, was plagued with the same disease that a lot of superhero movies have had, and just film in general, with forcing comedy in the film. And it ruins it. It just saturates it. It ruins epic moments because you're trying to like overdo it. And they really did that. It was really, really frustrating, because what was happening is, oh, this is a really cool scene, but the next scene was trash. And then like, oh, this is really cool within this scene, and then they do something within the scene that was just not cool. And I just couldn't, I was like, who is making these choices? It was fucking Kelly. Fucking Kelly. I'm fucking pissed. The fuck Kelly. And Tom already had a play of this too. He did with the other one, if I'm not mistaken, but as far as more post and behind the scenes shit. But it's just, it's really frustrating. I mean, what's the budget on this motherfucker? What was it? Fucking $120 million. I'm sorry I'm all over the place right now, but I'm just really frustrated because, okay, you have $120 million. Venom. Venom's a sick fucking character. How do you fuck this up? I mean, at this point, the first movie was solid. It was okay. Second one was like, okay, it's improvement. And then the third one was your opportunity to fucking do the damn thing. And you just fucking didn't. You fucking didn't. I'm sorry, but you just didn't. And as I'm talking about this right now, I'm getting really irritated because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, this is Another fucking instance where it's a fucking layup. Fucking A, Kelly. They had this scene in there with fucking ABBA, Dancing Queen, where Venom dances with Mrs. Chen, the woman that played the store clerk back in Eddie's old neighborhood. She was for some reason in Vegas, which I thought was cool. She like showed up and like they needed help, whatever. But then they go to her presidential suite and they start dancing. And I know Venom was in the club in the second one. I didn't actually mind that. It was okay. But this was just so overdone. Dancing Queen by ABBA, like, come on. That's not what are you doing? Who decided to do that? That is not okay. Shame on you. For real. The fuck? Like, that's what you're choosing to lengthen the movie with? There was a bunch of stupid banter scenes they added. Like, they added this fucking hippie family, okay? Rise of Fonz, whatever. The dude that plays a lot of roles, but in this own universe, he played the Sony Lizard. And he's the hippie. It's like he couldn't have found anyone else to play the hippie. Granted, he did a good job with changing his voice up. He's good at changing his voice. But he was fake playing the guitar. And I was like, what? Dude, you're not playing the guitar. Like, try a little harder. You're a fucking idiot. But this whole hippie family gets introduced. And it's like, okay, because Venom and Eddie are like walking through the desert trying to get to New York. And they get intercepted by aliens and they just get off their path and they come across these hippies. And it's not like the worst premise, but it was like, this is the final Venom movie and this is what we're doing. What the fuck, Kelly? I just don't understand this because these people out here that are in control of these movies are fucking idiots. I keep saying it, but it's like they just keep taking baths on these movies, and someone's got to come in here and save them because they're trash. And the more I'm talking about it, it just is really starting to get me worked up. Like, there was just way too much quirk and comedy for a Venom movie in this. Like, it was cool in doses before, but now it was just like Venom was ad-libbing everything in the movie. Every fucking thing. During fight scenes, during just nonstop. And sometimes, yeah, it was funny or cool, but the whole film, and I get he's, they're trying to make, like, humanize him almost, but it was just way overdone. And it's just, I want to see Venom fighting. Like, when he scores up with Carnage, that scene in the church is fucking sick. We didn't get that in this movie, but what we did get is we got a fucking saturation of other symbiotes, which, where the fuck did all these symbiotes come from? They all allegedly perished from the first movie unless they came into contact with more, but didn't explain it. And it was like, okay, there's all these other symbiotes. And then on top of that, when all these symbiotes get released and from this lab, they connect with their hosts and immediately become full symbiote swagger. And in the first one, it wasn't easy to find hosts that it would work with. And so I just thought that was really fucking lazy. Because now everyone can just like become an instant awesome symbiote or symbiote, whatever the fuck it is. What the fuck? It's just stressing me out. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a couple points where the newer symbiotes were fighting, and it was okay, but I want to see Venom fight. Venom was fleeing the whole movie because if he went full Venom form, it would alert these beasts / aliens that were tracking him, and so he wouldn't go full Venom form. And that comes back to my other point where I was saying with the dance sequence, he goes full Venom form in the dance sequence and gets discovered by all sorts of shit. And it's just so fucking lazy and just nothing adds up in the movie. And that's dumb. Like, why are you going against everything and being counter to everything that you've already done just to like do a dance sequence? Like, you guys should have wrote a way Way better film. Like, what the fuck? Tom Hardy and Kelly Marcel, or Marcel, whatever. Y'all wrote this shit? Like, Tom. I don't know, man. This wasn't it. Definitely not it. What the fuck? One thing that pissed me off, and the reason I'm wearing, well, let me say this. I'm wearing this shirt today. It's like my mother got this for me in Alaska. It's like a Hawaiian shirt type swagger. But I wanted to show this motherfucker how to wear, like, whoever chose the shirt he should be wearing and his whole outfit for the movie is a fucking idiot. They fucking had him wearing this shitty Hawaiian shirt, and that wasn't even the Hawaiian shirt wasn't the worst of it, to be honest with you. It was the undershirt. It was like a Golden State type shirt. It was ugly. It was gray, and it just pissed me the fuck off. He's wearing Crocs, then he's wearing fucking shitty Jesus sandals, shitty cargo fucking Walmart shorts. Walmart clothes are fine, but it's just like they're ugly ass fucking cargo shorts. And for an hour, he's wearing this fucking shitty outfit. And it just pissed me off. It's like, why is this what he's fucking wearing? You do realize every time I watch this movie, if I do watch it again, or anybody that has to watch it, we have to look at this outfit forever. And y'all couldn't have just like had him wear a black tee or a white tee? Like, he couldn't have just had some sneakers on? Why? He had to have Crocs. You had to put Crocs in there. They even said it out in Crocs. Fuck you. Get cooler clothes. What the fuck? Damn, dude. I'm fucking tired of this shit. I mean, eventually, like halfway through the movie, he put a tux on. I was like, that was finally a good switch up. But Jesus Christ. God. There was one part where, what's his name? The detective, I think it's Detective Mulligan. He's a prisoner now because that was one of the parts in the last movie. There was a symbiote that was taking over him, allegedly. And it apparently did. I think it was supposed to be Toxin was the name of the symbiote. But he has a line. He's in prison in the lab, beneath the lab. And he's like, they're using a voice pitch drop and they're dubbing it, but he's like, the darkness has teeth, and he was overemphasizing way too much on the dub, and it looks stupid. Then he has another line. He's like, they're like, where's the codex? And it's like, the black one. It's like, what? That's the time. The black one. Shut up. It's Venom. Say Venom. It's Venom's movie. Be like, Venom. Like, that would have been way cooler. It's just like, the people that were in control of this, like, they just didn't do cool shit. They really didn't. There was a Venom horse in here. There was a Venom frog, Venom fish, which I didn't hate. It was kind of like interesting. And then there was a Venom beast at the end, which was kind of reminiscent to some older lore, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't hate it. It was fine. But it was like it was an attempt of like some cheap satisfaction to the viewer. You know, oh look, it's a Venom frog. Like, it's just, you know, they're using cheap tricks. And you know, the script and shit was just ass cheeks. You know, it's a saving the world plot. It's fucking Venom. And I don't know a ton about him, but I know he's a really sick villain and he does fuck shit up and they can tie him in later, but they didn't use him at all. It was pretty much just, aliens invading Earth, which was fine, I guess, but Noel just seemed underutilized. And it's like, if this was the last movie for Venom, why wouldn't he maybe come in contact with him? And then why wouldn't they should just have him die from Noel? That would have been sick. The better ending is Noel gets to Earth, kills Venom, and that's like the end, and be like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like, word. And then Noel's on the loose and like maybe ties into some other lore. But no. Venom dies from atomic waste. Okay. I mean, Eddie Brock gets in prison at one point, and the Venom somehow like bonds with one of the scientists and then releases onto Eddie. I didn't see that coming. I guess it was cool. It was a surprise. I don't know if it was just lazy or it was actually kind of clever, but yeah, just the movie's so fucking overdone, man. Like what the fuck? Like the Venom ad-libbing shit was just like, dude, Venom, chill. I think, yeah, there's too much. And then another too much moment was the very end, so Venom's dead. And that montage, they're playing the song Memories by Maroon 5. And it's at least 60 seconds. It was a little much for an anti-hero movie and montage. It was like, okay. Like, I know he was your friend. And I loved Venom too, but like, it was a disservice to have Maroon 5 playing for his montage. Like, for real. Fuck. There was one cool part where the military's in pursuit of Eddie Brock and Venom, and the military personnel, they press something on their helmet. And it goes from just regular tactical gear to underwater gear and giving them like a place to breathe through. And it was just really swagged out and it looked cool. That was a good idea. Whoever implemented that was just like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. And the water fighting sequence shit was kind of cool in general. Like that was a cool scene. I guess if you have to be in a desert. I don't know why they're in a fucking desert. But I didn't change it up, I guess. There was this third eye type shit with the hippie dude. I swear he said America. And he was alluding to a different existence, and Eddie Brock says we're already there, or the hippie says it. And I just like, there was something going on there that I didn't fully grasp. I mean, they didn't explain it, but it was just I don't know if it's comic book lore or like virtual signaling. I don't know what the fuck it was, but caught my attention nonetheless. But I think it would have been a better service to the film, less symbiotes in general, less is more. Luckily they killed most of them off, so that was cool. But fuck. Not enough Venom fighting. I wanted to see Venom more. Yeah. I mean, it was just disappointing, I guess. I enjoyed it for what it was, like it wasn't complete dog shit, but it just was rather disappointing with what was at stake as far as, wrapping up a trilogy in Venom. It was on an upswing, and then it was just like, oh, this is not good. So the bonus scene, the first one was Null. And he's like, I'm going to destroy Earth. You finally see his face. But I thought since Venom died, the Codex being the key made it impossible for him to be freed. I don't fucking know. The second bonus scene was that bartender from the beginning of the movie that Eddie was talking to. He's at the wreckage that is left after the battle at Area 51. I don't know what the fuck that was supposed to imply. I just was like, okay, he got out of his cell or something. I don't fucking know. I mean, then finally Eddie does get, he does get to New York. I've been saying he needs to. But it would have been nice if he got there mid-movie or something. I don't know. But it's very clear that Venom: The Last Dance is the worst of the 3 Venom movies. It's very evident. Like I said, for me, it was enjoyable to some degree, but I'm also a Venom fan. So there's like that, you're putting it under more scrutiny, but you enjoy it for the little things sometimes. But they didn't ruin the franchise, but they definitely could have trimmed some fat off this movie to make it more cohesive. And it could have just been a fucking great finale. But they tried to overdo it and introduced a lot, and we missed out on a lot of Venom action, and it just was fucking overdone. And they just didn't do what they should have done. I mean, I'll probably have it to the collection just because it's a whatever. It's like Iron Man 3, like for probably a lot of Iron Man fans. It's, they bring in all the Iron Man suits and shit, and you're just like, okay, this is whatever. It's just like they had a bunch of symbiotes, and you're just like, okay. I don't know. It seemed kind of lazy. But shit. Now, I'm really trying to like, the more I talked about this, the more I started to resent this movie. So I'm gonna like straight up, I'm gonna hit it with a 5. And I feel like that's being nice in some regard. But at the same time, there's parts of the movie that's good. But then there's parts that are fucking dog shit. And you're just like, oh my God, how do I manage this score? But I don't know. I'm gonna hit it with a 5. Like, it's too bad. But that's I think all I have to say. I think I want to say fuck Kelly Marshall. Your shit. No offense. Hope that's not too rude. That's me being honest. But yeah, that's it for this episode, everybody. I hope this was insightful on some regard, or you at least appreciated the review. But yeah, that's all we got over here at the movie rant break for Venom: The Last Dance. Your host hitting it with a 5 out of 10, and I'll check you guys and girls next episode. Love y'all. Deuces.